Should Matt Nagy hand over play calling duties to offensive coordinator Bill Lazor? The answer right now, guys, I think it has to be yeah, okay? I don't get how you can possibly argue anything in favor of Matt Nagy continuing to call plays at this point in time after the failure of an offense we saw yesterday night in Los Angeles. The Chicago Bears offense right now it's about as bad as you can possibly get in the NFL. We're 29th in yards per game. We're 27th in points per game. We're terrible on third down. We're terrible at converting big plays. We're the worst team in the NFL when it comes to converting big plays down the field, actually right behind the Jets. But is that something to be proud of, guys, being right behind the Jets? No, it is not. If I look at what the offensive identity is on the Chicago Bears right now, we really have none. Every team in the NFL, even if they have a bad offense, they at least have one thing that they are great at doing. Are the Chicago Bears great at running the football? No. Are we great at a short passing game? No. Are we great at completing deep shots down the field? No. What are we good at doing? Nothing. Literally nothing. And that infuriates me to no end because at that point, it has to come down to the play caller. And I do realize that he doesn't have the best offensive personnel to work with. He doesn't have anywhere close to great or elite quarterbacks in this league. He doesn't have anywhere close to a great or even an average offensive line. Our offensive line is about as bad as you can possibly get. But even taking all of that into account, what pisses me off the most about Matt Nagy is that schematically, a lot of these plays that he likes to call just simply do not make sense. On 4th and 1, why are you running Cordero Patterson to the left and praying that a block gets picked up against one of the best defenses in the NFL? I mean, the last time we tried this was against the Detroit Lions. That was also on 4th down, and that barely worked, okay? That was just a couple inches away from not working. And if that did not work, the comeback does not happen. But apparently, Matt Nagy never learned from that because it somehow worked, because he got lucky. He wanted to try it again. And obviously, it's not going to work against a better defense. Also, last night, I mean, when he was trying to run the football, he was running directly at Aaron Donald. Why would you do that? Aaron Donald is one of the best defenders in the entire NFL. And when your offensive line is as bad as it is this year, you have to try to get things going to the outside. Don't run directly at Aaron Donald every single time, especially on 1st down. He ruined a lot of our 1st downs just by simply running up the middle and putting us in 2nd and long situations in which Nick Foles was forced to drop back and pass the ball and get killed by the Rams pass rushers, because obviously we have a terrible offensive line. And, you know, one last thing I also want to talk about is that there was also no creativity at all in the offense last night. It was about as stale as you can possibly get. We saw all the creative things that Sean McVay was trying out there, okay? Getting a lot of motion. He had these bootleg passes, a lot of creativity in his scheming. I'm going up against a pretty good Bears defense, but he still allowed Jared Goff to have a pretty good day against this Bears defense for the first time like ever. So salute to Sean McVay, man. He really showed his coaching genius. But on the other side, Matt Nagy could not get anything going at all for this Bears offense against the Rams defense. And I get that, look, the Rams have a much better offensive line than the Bears do. So obviously we're not going to just completely glare over that and ignore it. But it also does not fully explain why Matt Nagy's play calling just seems like it's not going to work from the very beginning. A lot of the plays that he likes to run, you know, Nick Foles knows himself they're not going to work. His decision making also at certain times in the game situationally is pretty bad. So just him as a play caller overall, he's never been that great from the very beginning, it seems like, because even in 2018, when we were scoring a decent amount of points, a lot of that was due to really great field position that our defense gave us, because we were actually 20th in yards per game in 2018, but we were scoring a lot of points based on the fact that our defense was giving us such tremendous field position every single game with the turnovers that they forced. And also this year, guys, we got a new quarterback to put in the system, a quarterback that supposedly fit the system a lot better than Mitch Trubisky did, but so far we're getting no real upgrade over what we had with Mitch Trubisky. Now, does that mean we put Mitch back in? I don't know, because I don't think Mitch is going to have any success either. I mean, we saw in 2019 what Mitch did. It was really not that great at all. And so far, you know, in this year, the first 2 games he played, he did have a pretty decent day, but those were against 2 of the worst defenses in the NFL. And when he went up against the Falcons too, I mean, he had a terrible day, but Nick Foles led us back. So, I mean, I'm not too sure about what the quarterback situation is right now. I wouldn't be mad either way if we did go back to Mitch. I wouldn't be mad if we stuck with Foles because I really don't think the quarterbacks are the biggest problem in this offense. I think the biggest problems most definitely are the offensive line and the play caller. But at this point, are we going to make any big moves on the offensive line? It seems unlikely because there's not too many guys that we can actually go after. So what does that leave us to do? Switch play callers, hand over play calling duties to Bill Lazor. Matt Nagy said himself today that he's not opposed to giving up play calling duties to somebody else if it helps the offense work out because he wants this offense to work. So hopefully he sticks with his word and gives it up at some point if the offense continues to not have any success. But even if we do go to Bill Lazor, guys, like, I don't see what the difference really is going to be because I know that Bill Lazor is going to be a different mind. He's going to have a different scheme. He's going to, try different plays that might have a better chance of working. But if I look at Bill Lazor's, previous time as an offensive coordinator in the NFL with the Dolphins in 2014, that offense ranked 14th in yards per game. So that was a pretty decent year. But after that, in 2015, they went back down to 26th in yards per game. With the Bengals in 2017, they were 32nd in yards per game, the worst in the entire NFL. And in 2018, he was 26th in yards per game. So Bill Lazor is by no means like a genius offensive mind that's been having a lot of success. But at this point, guys, we might just have to try it because what do we have to lose? Can we get a lot worse than what we're getting right now? Probably not, because we're not scoring any points at all. So honestly, man, at this point, I think Matt Nagy needs to suck up his ego, suck up his pride, and hand over play calling duties to Bill Lazor to at least try to do something new, because nothing we are trying right now is working at all. And not all of it is on the offensive line. A lot of it also is on Matt Nagy, the play caller. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments. But as always, bear down.